Hello, good morning, and welcome back to one more day of this quarantine series. I started this whole thing thinking that it was going to be just a couple of weeks, but I think this is number 30. So it's been a month already for most of us. For some of us, it's been longer. For some of us, it's been a little bit less. But I think more or less it doesn't matter in which country we are. It's been a month since we are locked down, and that obviously is been affecting us mentally somehow. I was thinking, watching the video I did last time, that it was crazy that I couldn't do most of the poses that I was trying to teach you. But then I was thinking that obviously, depending on how we are physically, it affects us a lot physically. So how we are mentally, it affects a lot physically. So sometimes when we feel down or when we just don't feel in the right moment, we don't respond physically as well as we do when we are okay. And we do have something called cabin fever. I don't even know how you call the cabin fever in Spanish. But yes, so obviously we have been locked down for very long, so cabin fever is there. Also, I've been feeling like a bit sick lately. Nothing to do with corona, but a bit like a bit of a cold, and that also affect me. And I do feel how my motivation, and I imagine this happened to lots of you as well. How my motivation has been going down, like how this lockdown has been a lot like a roller coaster. So I started it like super active. I was doing like a daily stanga. I was doing all my knee rehabilitation exercises. I was doing daily meditation. I was doing workout. I was like reading a lot. Like I thought it was great to spend some time at home without having any other responsibility. But obviously it's been very long, and motivation just comes up and down. And I guess like lots of you are in the same situation right now, and but I think it's normal, and you have to listen to yourself, and it's okay to spend a day in your pajamas watching movies. But also I think you have to make the effort to move a little bit. Like for example, I'm super active, so for me staying doing nothing is really difficult. Even like I'm learning a new skill during this quarantine, and that's meditation. I was full at meditation, but because I can't stay sitting for very long. But now I'm just actually enjoying, and it's one of the little things that I keep doing on a daily basis, and that's spend at least 15 minutes meditating, and it's helping me a lot to cope with this whole situation. For me, social distancing is not that hard. Like I think it's luckily we just moved to a new city when this whole thing started, so I don't really know that many people here to feel that social distancing to be hard. And I've been living away from home for so long that I'm very used to not seeing my family or friends. So for me, that's not very hard. For me, it's more difficult the lack of freedom, the lack of liberty. I cannot get a plane whenever I want just to go home or go somewhere else. But all of us is different. So I know like lots of people is really struggling with not seeing their families and friends. And I'm not saying that it's like easy, but you know, it's what we have to live right now. It's what we have to deal with right now. Like it could be 10 times worse. Like my grandparents went to the war, and they have to survive a war that lasted for 3 years in Spain. Our civil war, like if your grandparents in other countries went for the Second World War, it was even longer. So if you think about it, we've been locked down at home for a month already, and I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying it could be a lot worse. And I know lots of you probably have like family, friends like sick, and it's not easy. I think I'm lucky that I only have had one friend that it was sick, but now she's perfectly fine. And I do have another friend who is a doctor in the emergency rooms, and she obviously, like every time I think of her, I get like a little bit stressed. But what I mean with this like super long speech that I'm giving you is that I guess we are all in the same situation, and I know it sounds easy, but I guess we need to remain positive and we need to push ourselves to be a little bit active. But that's just like a mental thing. And even if you're not very sporty, I just recommend you to move a little bit, because that will help a lot with your mental health. But that's nothing new, you know all this, and I've been talking for very long now. So anyway, so where I wanted to go with all this is like, some days you do something and that something looks like crap, and it's because your mind is somewhere else. But it's just life, so just don't worry. So just keep moving, keep working, and yes, I don't know how long we're gonna stay like this, but I guess we just need to remain strong. We also lucky that we have internet and lots of phones and computers and stuff, so it's very easy to talk with people and with your friends and with your family, and there's 1,000 videos online that you can do, and there's lots of series out there that you can watch, and there's lots of books that you can read. So if we think about it, we could be in a much worse situation. I still hope that your family and friends are okay, they're safe, and nothing is going through the traumatic situation of having people that they love sick. In that case, it's like, I send you lots of love, and yes, and also I want to thank all of you who are sending me videos and pictures and messages, because I started, like I said at the beginning, I started this thinking that it was going to be only like a couple of weeks, but it's been very long, and sometimes I thought about stopping it, but then all of a sudden I received a message or a photo of someone saying thank you and saying that they do the classes and they like it. So then thank you, because that means that I will keep going, and all the people who is participating on this little project will keep going as well. And yes, if you have any suggestion, if you would like to do something like a more calm class or more active class, or you would like to stretch, I don't know, your hips, your hamstrings, your legs, your shoulders, like if you would like to do something specific, just send me a message like you have been doing all this time, or just leave a comment in those YouTube comments. Whatever you will send, I will read, and I will talk with the other people who is also doing the classes, and we can do like more specific classes. And also, I know that, for example, the Decathlon is sending stuff home. So if you keep doing yoga, I do really recommend to have blocks. I know, for example, the styles like the Stanga doesn't allow you to use props, but I think props are awesome, especially blocks. They help a lot. But I would recommend not to get these softy blocks. Like, they're good if you want to do restorative poses because they're soft. But if you want to practice like more advanced poses, more advanced asanas, I will get the cork ones. The wooden ones are like super hard, but the cork ones are much better, and for certain exercises they work better. And after I gave you all this huge speech that I don't even know if it makes any sense, I think we're going to start by calming our minds a little bit with the pranayama exercise. So we're going to use the right hand. The left hand can be resting on your lap or on your leg. Sit in a cross-leg position, sit on your knees, sit in any position that you feel comfortable with your spine straight. We're going to use the right hand. The thumb is going to go on the right nostril, the ring finger is going to go on the left nostril, and the peace fingers are going to rest in between our eyebrows on the third eye. And whenever you feel ready, we're going to inhale through the right nostril, close, and exhale through the left. Inhale through the left, close, exhale through the right. Inhale right, close, exhale left. Inhale left, close, exhale right. Keep going. Alternating breathing. Just follow your own path. Be sure to fully exhale before you inhale again. Just do one more round. And you can release the hand, keep your eyes closed, and continue breathing through the nose, fully exhaling through the nose. Like I always say, just feel your belly every time you inhale, and send the belly button towards the spine every time you exhale. On the next inhale, very slowly, let's open the eyes. Good. And let's start into our hands and knees. So if you were sitting on a block, just get rid of it. And let's go into the hands and knees. Like always, make sure that your wrists are right underneath your shoulders, the knees are right underneath the hips. And let's wake up the spine with some cat-cow. So inhale, arch up. On the exhale, look down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Let's go into neutral position. Extend the left leg out. Extend the right arm towards the front. Keep looking down. Active your core. Try to square your hips. Hold it here. And release. Other side, extend the right leg out. Left arm. Engage your core. Try to square your hips. Keep looking down to maintain the lengthening of your spine. And release down. Let's repeat the same with the left leg and the right arm. But now let's inhale, knee to elbow, arch the back. Exhale, extend. Breathe in. Breathe out, extend. 2. One more time. 3. 4. And 5. Good. Release. And let's do the same with the opposite side. So let's first extend. Make sure that you keep your balance here. And once you're safe on your balance, let's bring elbow to knee. Extend. Inhaling, we arch the back. And exhaling, we lengthen. 3. 4. And 5. Hold it. And release. Good. Let's press the top of the feet on the ground, the hands, and lift the knees. Keep breathing and release. Good. Keep both the neck a little bit if you hold tension there, and whenever you feel ready, press the top of the feet and lift the knees. The weight is going forward. So make sure that your wrists are still underneath the shoulders. And release. One last time. Inhale and hold. Pressing the top of the feet. Weight going slightly towards the front. And release. Good. Let's stretch the toes. So let's tuck the toes underneath. Let's go and sit on your heels. And just rest here. Make sure that your back is straight. Make sure that all your toes, even if you have a funny pinky toe, Make sure that it's just like all the 10 of them are touching the ground, and just sit here. If this is too much for you, you can release some weight and then come back again. If this is okay, try to hold it, try to keep stretching your toes, and just inhale and bring the arms up, and on the exhale just shake it down. One more time, inhale it up, exhale. Good. Last time. And release. Good. Come back to your tabletop position and tap the toes. You can tap the toes a little bit if that was too intense. And let's go for the first plank of the day. So let's extend the left leg out, then the right, and just hold your plank here. Start activating all the muscles on your back. Start bringing your lower ribs towards your belly bottom. Keep looking down to keep the lengthening of your spine. Very good. And release knees down. Put the fingertips pointing towards your body and just move the weight towards the front and back. Stretching the wrists a little bit. Good. Now towards the sides, and just move the weight towards one side or the other. Good. And whenever you feel ready, let's go for a second plank. Remember your spider hands to press the ground with the tip of the fingers and the heel of the hand. So you share the weight and the wrist don't get all the pressure. And now let's lift the left leg up. So one-legged plank. Hold it here. Release. And now we lift the right leg up. Hold it. Nice. Bring the knees down. Sit back on your heels. Interlace the hands. And just move towards one direction and the other direction. Very good. Let's go back into our tabletop position. Tuck the toes. Let's send the hips up for the first downward facing dog. First, let's set the downward facing dog. So spider hands, shoulders externally rotated, heels pushing down, back straight. So now bend one knee and bend the other. Because it's the first down dog, let's work it a little bit. Good. Go back to your neutral downward dog. Grab your left ankle with the right hand. Stretch towards the right, towards the left. Let's go back to neutral down dog and let's do the opposite side. Good. Let's go back to downward facing dog. Let's send the right leg up towards the sky as high as you can. Bend the knee, open the hip. You can even go on the right fingertips. Look towards your right armpit. Stay here. And now you can bring the leg down again. And now let's do the same with the left. So send the left leg up towards the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip. You can go into the left fingertips. Look towards your left armpit. And go down. Good. Let's repeat with the right. So bring the leg up, bend the knee, open the hip. And now we're going to start bringing all the weight towards the left until that right foot lands on the ground and we are on a wild thing. So it's kind of a bridge, but with just 3 points. Keep straightening your arm. Keep trying to keep looking to that right arm. Hold it. And very slowly bring the weight towards the front again. Right leg is still up. And now bend the knee, knee to nose. Exhale, extend. One more time, knee to nose. Extend. Knee to left wrists. Extend. Knee to right wrist. Extend. And relax down. Let's do the opposite side. So left leg goes up, bend the knee, open the hip, and now let's start bringing the weight all the way towards the left. Send the hips up, wild thing. Keep breathing here, looking towards your left hand. And then start turning all the way towards the mat again. Left leg up towards the sky. Inhaling, knee to nose. Exhale, extend. Again, knee to nose. Extend. Knee to right wrist. We twist. We extend. Knee to left wrist. We extend. We relax down. We take a couple of breaths here in our downward facing dog. We start walking the hands towards the feet. We bend the knees and we allow our body to rest here. If you want, you can grab the opposite elbows. And you can swing from side to side. On your next inhale, interlace the hands behind the back. Keep your knees bended and send the hands all the way towards the sky, stretching your shoulders. And very slowly, with the chin towards the chest, let's raise all the way up, push down with the hands, look up, and go back to center. Good. Inhaling, arms up. On the exhale, hinge from the hip and go all the way down and walk the hands all the way towards the front. Drop the hips, up dog. Exhaling, tuck the toes. Keep walking the hands towards the back and let's raise all the way up. We do the same thing. We exhale and hinge from the hip. Walk the hands towards the front. Drop the hips. Exhale and let's go back. And let's raise all the way up. Again. Move with your breath. Good. Last round. Try to keep your legs as straight as possible when you do this, and then you drop the hips, but the hips are not touching the ground. The top of the feet and the hands are touching the ground. Your shoulders are not here, your shoulders are open, you're looking towards the front. Good. Now we can just drop the hips and lie down on the ground. We're going to stretch the shoulders. So we are going to bring the right arm all the way towards the left. The left arm is going to go in front and we're going to cross it towards the right. So we're going to be doing this kind of weird cross. And now we're going to relax the head, whatever you can. Probably it's going to be on your bicep. And just allow the shoulders to stretch here. It's quite intense. So keep focusing on your breath. On the next inhale, release, and let's cross the arms on the other way. So now I'm going to bring the left arm across the right, and now the right is going to be on top, and it's going to go towards the left. One side is going to be harder, always remember that. Keep focusing on your breath. And let's release. Good. Bring the hands next to your chest. Bring the chin towards the ground. Feet together. Tops of the feet touching the mat. And now inhaling, I'm going to lift my upper body. I'm going to lift my chest, my head, my hands. And exhaling, I release. Inhaling up. Exhale, release. Breathing up, down, up. Hold it here. And now let's straighten the arms towards the front and to the back. Breathe in, breathe out. And release. Extend the right arm out. We have done this before. Relax your head on the ground. The left arm is against the mat. And now I'm pushing and rolling on top of that right shoulder. Remember here the pressure depends just on you. So if you want to apply more pressure to the shoulder, just try to roll it slightly deeper. If it's too much, just remove some weight out of the equation. Inhaling, roll back to center. Extend the left arm out. Be careful with your watch. Bring the right hand against the ground. And make sure that your wrist and your left shoulder are on the line. And now let's roll on top of that shoulder. Inhale, let's go back to center. Bring both hands next to the chest, and then just push yourself up into a plank. Hold the plank here. Breathe in deeply. Engage your core, engage your back muscles, and let's go into down dog. Inhale in plank. Lower down to chaturanga. Push yourself up. Down dog. Inhale plank. Again. Push yourself chaturanga. Up. Down dog. Let's go and see if we have a third one on us. Let's go into plank. Let's hold the chaturanga. Let's push yourself up. Down dog. Good. Send the right leg up towards the sky. Bend the knee. Place it in between your hands. Good. Let's raise into this high lunge. From high lunge, without smashing your face on the wall, so I'm going to go slightly back. From the high lunge, I'm going to bring my arms back, and I'm going to go into warrior 3 with airplane hands. And I'm going to land again into high lunge. Repeat. Let's go. And down. One more time, just do these 5. This will be the third. Oops, be careful with your balance. And down. 4. And 5. Hold your warrior 3. And now let's start raising up. And bring your left leg up. Good. Hold it here. And now let's twist towards, I don't know which side, towards the left. Extend the arms and twist towards the left. Go back to center. Step into your high lunge. Bring the hands towards the ground. Step back into a plank. Let's go for a vinyasa. So chaturanga. Inhaling into an up dog. Tuck the toes, down facing dog. Good. Send the left leg up towards the sky, and now in between the hands. Now let's inhaling up. Again, step a little bit backwards if you have something in front that you can smash. And now, whenever you feel ready, make sure that your left foot is grounded on the mat, and now bring the arms back, holding your balance. Let's go for 1, 2, 3, 4. I find this hard. That's my back knee, so that side is quite difficult for me. 5. Let's bring that right leg up, and now let's twist towards the right. Try to hold your balance, try to keep that left leg really engaged. That left foot is grounded. Look towards the front. Step back into your high lunge again. Bring the hands towards the ground. Plank. Let's go for another vinyasa. Chaturanga. Let's hold it chaturanga here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale, up dog. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Bring the knees down. And sit on your heels. I want to do an exercise that is very good for your psoas strength. You're going to need 2 blocks. If you don't have the blocks at home, you can use, like we did the other day, you can use a couple of cups, a couple of hooks, and you're going to need a wall, because with this exercise, if I go sideways, you will see it's very easy to lean back. So if I lean back, it's very easy to lift my leg up. But if I sit straight, it gets harder to lift my leg up. So sometimes we tend to cheat and we tend to slightly lean back, and then it's like, oh, how easy it is to lift my leg. But actually, it's not that easy. And when you're straight, and it doesn't go as high. So that's why we're not going to be cheating. And we are going to use a wall. And now I want you to open your legs. It doesn't need to be super wide, just open. And I want to use your blocks, your books, your cups, whatever you have. I want you to point your toes like a ballerina. And it's going to be an exercise for strengthening and mobility of your psoas muscle. So let's start with the left leg. So without pressing your hands down, because that also will make it easy, just try to have your hands somewhere that you're not using the strength of your arms. So now I'm going to start lifting my left leg and go through the center and on the outside. We're going to do 10 with each leg. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. As you see, I keep pointing my toes and I don't bend my knee because I don't want to do this either. Let's try with the other leg. So let's go for 1. For me, this leg is way more difficult. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I bend this knee slightly more. 8, 9, and 10. It is funny how my left knee is the one I dislocated months ago, so this is like a way weaker leg right now, and my right leg is the strong one. And it's funny how, because of the rehabilitation exercises, now the psoas is more, I don't know the word, but it's more, I don't know which word to use, but it's stronger than these other psoas, which is funny because this is the weaker leg now with the super strong psoas because of part of my rehab exercises. And this is the strong leg with the weaker psoas that is really difficult to move. So, I don't know, that's how the body works, I guess. But this is a very good exercise for strengthening. And obviously we were using the lowest speed of the blocks, but we can do like the exercise with the shoulders. You can just try to high up your block and just keep challenging yourself to do this exercise. Like, I can't do this leg. I'm sure if a ballerina comes here, she will smash us with this exercise, but still just keep practicing. Those are exercises that even if you just do like a normal workout, they're like a very cool to do. It's the same like we did with the shoulders. to work this mobility. So even when I don't do yoga, but I do just normal workouts, I add these exercises to my routine just to work the psoas a little bit more. Okay, enough. Let's go back into plank. I'm talking a lot today. Let's hold the plank. Good. Let's go into chaturanga. Just try to hold your chaturanga here. Inhaling into an up dog. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Right leg goes up towards the sky. Bring it to the front. Legs are on the inside of the leg. Legs, hands are on the inside of the legs. Let's throw the back knee. Let's place the right hand on the right knee and let's open that hip. It's okay if your foot doesn't stay on the ground. It's okay if the foot opens. Good. And let's keep adding some slightly movement. So I don't want you to go still here. I want you to add some pulses, slight pulses. Oh, I really appreciate that cloud because I was melting. Good. And then just go back to center. And now I want you to start moving that right foot towards the left and bring your shin as parallel as you can towards the front of the mat. It doesn't need to be completely parallel. This is not an Instagram shoot. It just needs to be as parallel as you can. Good. Just check behind you and see if the left leg is straight. And now let's bring the hands to the side for proud pigeon. Good. And once you're here, start bringing the hands towards the front for sleeping pigeon. You can bring the hands one on top of the other for a pillow. You can use the block if you have one for a pillow. You can stay here. You can do anything you want, but let's stay here for a bit, allowing that hip to open. Keep focusing on your breath in here. This can be a very intense stretch if your hips are closed, especially if you're a runner or if you use the bicycle a lot. If you spend lots of hours sitting, your hips tend to close, your psoas, and this is a nice way to stretch it. So, but it can be like super intense. That's why try to focus your attention on your breath. Let's take one more breath in here. Full breath out. And on the next inhale, we can start making the way up. Good. Tuck the toes of the left foot. And then let's go straight away to downward facing dog. And you can move your hips from side to side to release. For those who can do pigeon, please just let's move the left leg up towards the sky, bring it to the front. Let's drop the right knee, and first let's open the hip a little bit. I said for those who can, like if you have any injury, I'm going to give an alternative for the left knee, but I think we all can do this. So first let's do the tiny pulses, allowing the hip to open. Nice. For those with healthy knee, please start moving your knee towards the right, go chin parallel towards the ground, and just go for exactly the same move we just did. If there is someone out there with any injury, let's go into your back. Bring the soles of the feet on the ground. We cross the left ankle on top of the right knee. I lift my right leg and let's thread the needle. So let's bring the left hand in between the legs, and you can either grab your shin or grab your back side. So if you're in thread the needle, just keep your feet active. Keep pushing that left knee away from your body and pulling that right leg against your chest. If you are in a sleeping pigeon, just you can start making your way up. Tap the toes of your right foot, lift the knee off the ground, press the hands against the mat, and just go back into your three-legged dog. You can release the foot down, and you can move the hips from side to side to release a little bit. If you are in thread the needle like I am, just release your right leg towards the ground and cross the left. And press the soles of the feet on the ground, and you can just move your hips from side to side to release. Those who are on downward dog, just wait there. Those who are lying on the ground, just go back to sitting, cross the legs, send the weight forward, and let's go into a downward facing dog position. And you can move here also the hips from side to side. Good. So look in between the hands, step forward, and then let's raise all the way up. Give yourself a nice full stretch. Good. Let's try to repeat the side crawl that we did the other day. So let's put the feet together, knees together, bend the knees, and let's go into chair pose. Bring the hands into namaste. Let's sit on your heels, and let's use a block today. So you can sit on the block. Let's see if that makes things a little bit easier. So do this, but keeping the balance on a block or a very thick book that you can just go slightly higher. Remember to twist towards the side. Bring the hands on the ground. Remember your spider hands. Slightly bend the elbows, and just move the weight slightly until you think you feel safe enough to release all the weight on your arms. And just try to hold it here. I always say to my students when I teach that even if you just hold it for a second, that means that you just hold the pose. So you can try, once you hold it for a second, you know how the pose feels, and you can start working from there. So we're going to try to do from the same side. If the block trick works for you, just use it. If you want to try to use it or to try to go into the pose with no block, just make sure that you just have a good grip on your hands and you start trusting your hands to go on them. Like I said on my last video, if it's too hard with one arm, I mean, it's okay to cheat a little bit. You're in the house, it's not like people are watching you. So you can just use both hands, use the back arm against the back hip, and that makes easier to go on the hands. Like I said the other day, this is not the right way, but it's a way to learn how to go into the pose. So, you know, just work in which way it feels better. If you need to use a pillow for, you know, confidence, safety first, use the pillow. You might fall a few times, but just keep trying. It's a very basic, not very basic, but it's one of the most basic balances. So it's very fun once you got it, and then from here in the future we can start working in different variations. So just keep working on it, just keep playing, and yes. And now let's start going all like bringing the energy down. So let's do restorative pose. We're going to use the block for this one. If you don't have a block, you can use a pillow. Maybe you can fold the pillow in half so it will be thicker. Lie down, soles of the feet on the ground. Lift the hips up. Find your sacrum and rest the sacrum on your folded pillow or on your block. For this kind of poses, softy blocks are very cool. But I recommend, if you're going to buy blocks, I recommend definitely the cork ones. Extend the legs and send the arms back. And stay here. Excuse me. Allow yourself to relax. Allow your back to stretch. If you want to go a little bit more intense and you have a block, maybe we can come back. Lift your hips again and just go and find the highest. Yes, the highest height on your block. That would be a bit more intense. You can bring the soles of the feet on the ground again. You can release the block or the pillow and bring your hips back down. Okay, let's do a spinal twist. So let's bring the shins parallel to the ground. Let's cross the right leg on top of the left. You can do the full bind if you can. If not, if this is just what you can do, absolutely brilliant. If you can go for the full bind, do so. Extend the arms, bring the legs towards the left all the way, and you look towards the right. Don't allow your shoulder to leave the ground. If this is too much to hold your legs without lifting your shoulder, you can again bring your pillow or your block and just put it underneath the knees. This pose is about relaxing, it's not about holding tension. So if it's too much for you to remain with both shoulders on the ground, just use the props. That's why we have them. Inhale and come back up. And cross the legs. So now we bind the other way around. I bring my legs towards the right and I look towards the left. Same thing, if this is too much, just you can use the block, put it underneath to allow the legs to be more relaxed and rested and twist your spine. Inhale, let's come back up. Let's uncross the knees. Bring the knees against the chest. Give yourself a nice hug and move from side to side. By now, I guess you know where I'm going. We're going to do Happy Baby. I love to do Happy Baby when I finish in yoga session. So bring the soles of the feet towards the sky. Grab the outside of the feet. Arms on the inside of the knees. And you can stay still or you can move from side to side. I don't know a single person who doesn't like Happy Baby pose. Maybe if you're like super tall and you cannot reach your feet, maybe that's complicated, but I find this such a relaxing pose. It opens your hip, relax or release your lower back. Very good. So now you can start making the way into Shavasana. Remember that you can just bring the legs up the wall. Remember that you can have feet together, knees wide apart, one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Or you can just go for Shavasana, open your legs slightly wider, allow your feet to relax, your arms to relax by your side, palms facing up. Chin towards the chest to lengthen the spine. And I'm just going to say goodbye here. So I'm going to allow you to sit and enjoy Shavasana from 5 to 10 minutes. Go back to your natural breath. Just allow your body to sink, to feel heavy on the mat. Keep yourself conscious. That's the difficulty of Shavasana. You need to go in total relaxation, but your brain needs to remain conscious. Don't allow your head to float around. Just if you feel that you're wandering around, just go back to your breath and feel how the air goes in and out of your body and just enjoy here. Once again, thank you very much for joining the classes. Namaste, and I'll see you in the next one.